Look down at the sink. That pink foam you just spit out is not a normal sign of brushing too hard. It is a ruptured vascular barrier. Every time your gums bleed, you are opening a microscopic highway straight into your central circulatory system. Right now, hiding deep below your gum line, anaerobic bacteria are multiplying in oxygen-starved pockets. When you chew your food, the mechanical pressure acts like a plunger. It forces the toxic byproducts of these bacterial colonies directly into your bloodstream. They travel through your microcapillaries, slip past your immune defenses, and flow directly toward the delicate endothelial cells lining your heart. You are not just losing your teeth. You are systematically poisoning your cardiovascular system. For decades, mainstream dentistry has told you to just floss more and rinse with alcohol-based mouthwash. That advice is not just outdated, it is biologically destructive. That burning liquid you swish every morning is chemically annihilating your oral microbiome. It wipes out the beneficial aerobic bacteria that act as your first line of defense, while leaving the deep-rooted anaerobic pathogens completely untouched. You are stripping away the guards and leaving the vault wide open. Let us examine the anatomical reality of what happens inside your mouth after you turn 50. The microvascular network supplying blood, oxygen, and immune cells to your gum tissue begins to collapse. Blood flow to the periodontal region drops by nearly 35%. Your gums are literally suffocating. This localized hypoxia creates the perfect breeding ground for anaerobic bacteria. These are pathogens that thrive in the absolute absence of oxygen. They migrate downward, establishing colonies 4, 5, or even 6 millimeters beneath your visible gum line. You cannot reach them with a toothbrush. You cannot flush them out with a water flosser. They construct a hardened biological fortress known as a biofilm. This sticky, impenetrable shield repels chemical mouthwashes and prevents your own white blood cells from clearing the infection. As these colonies expand, they secrete acidic neurotoxins and proteolytic enzymes. These enzymes actively dissolve the collagen fibers holding your teeth in place. The dull ache you feel pulsating at night is the sensation of your jawbone slowly dissolving. Your nervous system is sounding an alarm, but you are masking it with temporary pain relief instead of neutralizing the threat. Consider the journey of a single bacterial endotoxin. The pathogen known as Porphyromonas gingivalis does not just stay in your mouth. It possesses specialized enzymes called gingipains. These gingipains slice through the cellular tight junctions of your gum tissue. Once they breach the mucosal barrier, they enter the capillary beds. From there, the circulatory system carries them everywhere. Clinical autopsies have found these exact oral bacteria inside the calcified plaques of coronary arteries. They have been discovered in the brain tissue of Alzheimer patients. The bleeding gums you ignore in the mirror are a direct systemic leak. Your immune system detects this constant influx of toxins and triggers a chronic inflammatory response. Your liver pumps out C-reactive protein. Your white blood cells remain in a state of hyperarousal. This chronic systemic inflammation exhausts your immune reserves, accelerating cellular aging across your entire body, all because of a 4-millimeter gap between your tooth and your gum line. Now let us expose the fatal mistakes people make when they try to fix this at home. The internet is flooded with dangerous misinformation about natural remedies. Influencers tell you to dab pure clove oil or raw neem directly onto your inflamed gums. This is a catastrophic chemical error. Undiluted clove oil contains up to 90% eugenol. Eugenol is a powerful phenolic compound. When applied directly to compromised mucosal tissue, it acts like a chemical blowtorch. It incinerates the delicate epithelial cells, causing microscopic chemical burns and cellular necrosis. Your gums blister, peel, and recede even faster. You are pouring gasoline on a biological fire. You might experience temporary numbness, but you are permanently destroying the architectural integrity of your gum tissue. You are annihilating the fragile microbiome that desperately needs to be rebuilt. Furthermore, applying raw, heavy oils creates an occlusive barrier over the gums, trapping the existing heat and inflammation underneath. You are essentially suffocating the tissue further. This misguided combination of caustic compounds and oxygen deprivation accelerates the very tissue death you are trying to prevent. Your gums require precise biochemical intervention, not reckless chemical warfare. So, how do you dismantle a biofilm fortress without destroying the healthy tissue surrounding it? You must deploy compounds that possess selective antimicrobial toxicity. This means using molecular agents that recognize the structural differences between beneficial aerobic bacteria and pathogenic anaerobic bacteria. We are talking about highly specific phytochemicals like terpenin 4-OL, extracted from Melaleuca alternifolia, commonly known as tea tree, and carvacrol derived from Oregonum vulgare. These are not just pleasant-smelling liquids. They are sophisticated biological disruptors. Let us analyze the pharmacodynamics of terpenin 4-ol. When correctly diluted, this compound exhibits a unique lipophilic nature. It easily dissolves through the lipid bilayer of the bacterial cell membrane. Once inside, it causes a catastrophic loss of intracellular material. The pathogen simply bleeds out on a microscopic level. But more importantly, terpenin 4-ol has a specific molecular geometry that allows it to penetrate the sticky polysaccharide matrix of the biofilm itself. While commercial mouthwashes bounce harmlessly off the surface of the plaque, this phytochemical complex seeps straight through the armor. It degrades the structural integrity of the biofilm from the inside out. Now consider the mechanism of carvacrol. This phenolic monoterpenoid acts as a molecular sniper. It specifically targets the cytoplasmic membrane of gram-negative anaerobic bacteria. Carvacrol functions as a proton carrier, depleting the ATP reserves of the pathogen. The bacteria simply run out of energy and die. But the true brilliance of carvacrol lies in its ability to disrupt quorum sensing. Quorum sensing is the chemical language bacteria use to communicate, coordinate their attacks, and build their biofilm fortresses. Carvacrol intercepts and jams these chemical signals. It blinds the bacteria, leaving them isolated, disoriented, and highly vulnerable to your immune system's phagocytes. Clinical trials evaluating the efficacy of terpenin 4-OL at a precisely calibrated 0.5% concentration demonstrate a profound capability to lease bacterial cell walls and obliterate biofilm architecture. This is not anecdotal evidence. This is peer-reviewed, observable cellular destruction. Unlike harsh synthetic biocides that indiscriminately scorch the entire oral microbiome, these specific phytochemicals exhibit targeted pathogen eradication. They leave your commensal, protective bacteria largely intact, allowing your natural mucosal immunity to rapidly reestablish itself. The mechanical application of these compounds is where the true science of healing begins. You cannot simply swish these oils and expect them to reach a pathogen colony entrenched 6 millimeters below the gum margin. The surface tension of a liquid mouthwash prevents it from entering narrow inflamed periodontal pockets. You must bypass the surface barrier entirely. You are facing a physical obstruction, and it requires a physical delivery mechanism. This is the absolute law of tissue regeneration. Your gums will continue to detach from the dentin, the alveolar bone will continue to resorb, and the teeth will eventually loosen and fall out unless you halt the anaerobic proliferation tonight. Your body is biologically programmed to reject a chronically infected tooth to save the surrounding bone. It is an evolutionary defense mechanism. You must arrest this process immediately. Here is the exact microdose protocol to halt the necrosis. You must utilize a precise physical dilution. Take 1 single drop of therapeutic grade, pure tea tree essential oil. You must dilute this drop into exactly 1 teaspoon of a cold-pressed carrier oil, such as sesame oil. Sesame oil contains natural anti-inflammatory lignans and possesses a low molecular weight, allowing it to act as an effective transdermal vehicle. You have now created a bioactive suspension. Do not attempt to swish this mixture. You must deploy it directly into the battlefield. You need an interdental brush, a microscopic, cylindrical bristle brush designed to fit between the tight contacts of your teeth. Dip this interdental brush into your formulated suspension. Gently but firmly, trace the contour of every single tooth at the exact juncture where the enamel meets the gingival tissue. You must physically push the bristles into the depth of the periodontal pockets. You are mechanically delivering the terpenin 4-ol and carvacrol directly into the anaerobic zones. You are breaking the surface tension and forcing the phytochemicals into the core of the infection. This targeted mechanical application bypasses the useless superficial swishing. It delivers the antimicrobial agents exactly where the biofilm anchors to the root surface. Do this meticulously every single night after mechanical brushing and flossing. You must not consume any liquids or food afterward. You must allow the phytochemicals to permeate the tissue and maintain their bactericidal concentration throughout the night. If you adhere strictly to this protocol, the hemorrhagic response will significantly diminish. The inflamed tissue will begin to shrink and tightly reattach to the enamel. You are not just managing symptoms. You are reversing the pathology of periodontal decay. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below if you are currently battling throbbing root sensitivity or receding gums. The science is clear, but the action is yours. Start your tissue regeneration protocol today. This is MedScience Exposed, revealing the clinical truths they tried to hide.